just as bad as me if you killed me now. And I was just thinking in my head like, bitch, no I'm not. No I'm not. What's up everyone? I am back with another video. If this is your first time hearing my voice or seeing my face, please go check out the other things on my channel. I am an art/social commentary channel. My name is Jerome McRoy. Please pop that bubble and subscribe, like, share, comment, and let's just get into it. Today we are going to be talking about the movie Raya and the Last Dragon. Or is it Raya? No, it's Raya. It's Raya. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. In the world of Kumandra, I'm just gonna go on a limb and say that this movie had potential.
You know how you write an essay for like an English literature class and you kind of throw some points in there, but it's not synced together?
That's what this movie was. Nothing. Well, something. Just nothing.
But basically what happened is that the Drune, which is chaos, and the people and the dragons, which is order, in some degree, even though the humans in this world
also suck?
Yeah, no. Anyways, entity, Drune. Dragons, order. Dragons basically gave humans everything. Food, water, clothing, things that they would need, resources.
Clearly, because humans can't just make it for them fucking selves. Like, I don't understand
why humans in a lot of these different, maybe it's just our society, you know, a reflection of our society. I mean, it's not me. It's not me. It's other people. It's other people. I don't make it bad. But anyways, the Drune ends up turning humans to stone and dragons come in to help. Unfortunately, most of them get turned to stone as well. And they give the last of the energy to Sisu, which is the last dragon, obviously. And she is the one that basically ignites the blast that destroys, or at least puts the Drunes to sleep, so that everyone that is human can now be unstoned. Is that even unstoned? Unfortunately, there wasn't enough magic to turn the dragons back, leaving humans to be at their own devices, so we'll see how the fuck that goes. Anyways, Benja, which is Raya's dad, wants to invite the 5 factions that it split up into back to his kingdom, his home, whatever you want to call it. And that's when we get a good glimpse of Namaari and Raya's relationship. And they hit it off, and they end up talking about being nerds, about dragons and stuff like that. Sisu, which is the one that casts the magic to destroy or to put the Drunes to sleep. And the relationship, it seems cool. It seems fine. It seems okay. I mean, I don't trust people like that. But I mean, they're like, what, all of 7, maybe 10? Namaari, which is manipulating her at this point, gives her her necklace to kind of warm her up, butter her up, so that she can steal the dragon gem. And so Raya ends up showing Namaari where the dragon gem is at. And Raya basically just like, and they basically steal it. I mean, obviously they fight, and Namaari basically got her ass kicked with that kick.
she then signals the rest of the tribes, or well, specifically her tribe, but then everybody else ended up coming, and then they started fighting over it. They broke the gem. The Drunes then came from the ground and started turning people to stone, and each tribe took a piece of the gem.
And then that's how the movie kind of begins. Raya's really mad, and Namaari's like, I don't give a fuck. We then fast forward to Raya being probably like all of maybe 16 or 17 along with Namaari, and she is looking for Sisu to basically bring the world back to its whole self again and bring the dragons back. And obviously they go on this entire adventure, and Sisu is able to turn into a human. You see the relationship with Namaari and Raya and the rivalry, kind of. But I'll touch on my critiques of the movie later. And it's basically Raya and somebody from Spine, a little kid and a baby that has monkeys to do their bidding, and they're kind of like thieves in some way, shape, or form. They get a lot of backstory about how the Drunes basically turn their family and stuff into stone. They go across the regions to each tribe to steal each of the stones. We get a couple scenes with Namaari talking to her mom, and her mom wanting Namaari to be a leader and seeing if people can actually change. And the main moral of the story, or the main subject within this series, is, can people change from doing shitty things? Maybe.
I mean, it really just depends on what it is. I mean, if you cut off my finger and I just don't have a finger and I really like that finger, that was my lucky finger, I'm probably not going to like you anymore. And I might just cut off your entire hand so that you don't have something that you really loved, even though you probably didn't love it as much as my lucky finger.
Anyways, they end up having a moment with the entire group back at Namari's place, which was the last place to get the gem. And Sisu, which is the dragon, ends up trying to talk to Namari about, bringing the world back together and, putting forth the effort to trust people. And Sisu is basically this all-knowing, not really, she's kind of clueless and allowed people to do the work for her, but they chose her
for some dumbass reason that I probably will never understand, because she didn't seem like a very responsible person to begin with, but that's nor here nor there. I don't fucking know.
Raya sees that Namaria is about to shoot or pull the trigger on her crossbow. Raya then tries to knock the crossbow out of Namari's hand, but she ends up shooting Sisu and she falls into the water. And then all the water seems to dry up. And then Raya is like, okay, well, I'm about to fuck this bitch up. She goes stomping through the kingdom. And they basically duke it out. And it was actually a pretty cool scene. And then Namari's like, oh, well, you're just as bad as me if you killed me now. And I was just thinking in my head, bitch, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. If I killed your ass right now, because your ass was really gonna shoot the dragon that I just spent my entire motherfucking life looking for,
protecting, yeah, I'm gonna kill your dumb ass too.
No.
So no, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. But for some reason, some way, Raya was like, cool. I can let her live. I'm like, shit, I guess. Don't say shit when she betray your ass. But maybe that was the point of the story.
Anyways, the Droons end up taking over the kingdom. Her friends and Namari end up being in this situation where they all have the stones, and Raya basically goes on a rant about trusting people, basically trusting the fucking human race, and trusting Namari even though she just got Sisu killed. And so Raya's like, I'll take the first step. And so she steps back into the Droon mist or whatever. She gets turned to stone, and everybody hands Namari their stones. And then they get turned to stone. Namari sees a way out. She tries to run. Then she's like, no, I'm going to come back and I'm going to save them because I want to be a better fucking person. I want to be a better person.
For some particular reason, she ends up replicating the stone. It ends up not being anything. She goes over to Raya's body. She gets turned to stone. And then the stone ends up lighting back up. Basically kills the Droon. All the dragons come back, etc., etc. And everything is basically fine and dandy. And Namari and Raya are friends and the world is safe.
And I really, really did love the scene between her seeing her father again for the first time since that unfortunate day. Now we're going to get into a lot of the critiques and a lot of the things that I wish they would have actually did.
Because, look, spoilers up and all through this shit, because I really just don't have time to be trying to go through the synopsis with you.
This movie honestly could have been about Raya and Namari's relationship, but they were trying to do too much with multiple things. They had so many good things in here. The relationship between Benja and Raya, the relationship between Raya and her friends, the relationship between the dragons and Sisu, and just the idea of Kumandra. And I just felt like they touched on too many things, but then didn't flesh them out, and it just ended up being really, 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 really weird. It just ended up being weird. The relationship between Raya and Namari wasn't fleshed out enough because they had a rivalry, but it was out of dishonesty and not trusting, not necessarily each other, but Namari betraying Raya and taking the stone. And basically the moral of the story is trust people that wronged you and then wronged you a second time, which you would then think, okay, the feelings in my head are valid, right? They're valid, right? No, clearly not, because obviously Raya basically forgave her if she wanted to save the fucking human race. Trash. We're trash. I'm not trash. They're trash. I think all of the side characters had something to offer in some degree, but honestly, they were throwaway characters. I didn't really care. Sisu definitely added something to the movie itself with the comedic aspect and some of the morality that Raya was kind of missing. But I really did love Benja and Raya's relationship. It was a father daughter dynamic, and it was just really, really cool. I wish they would have expanded just on the world itself and what Kumandra actually had to offer. Maybe even flashbacks to how dragons were. We didn't see the dragons until the very end and what they could actually do. And I just felt like that was a missed opportunity. I think this movie should have transferred to a sequel, and I think they should have left some unanswered questions within the first movie, and I think they could have fleshed out a lot more things in the sequel movie. But that's just my opinion about the movie itself. They could have honestly focused on the concept or the ideology around female empowerment and also female rivalry as well, and how it was impacting their relationship. It could have just been expanded on. I felt Raya as a character was kind of well rounded in a way, and honestly, I would have been with her about just kind of saying, fuck the human race. Well, no, she didn't say that. I said that. She wanted to save the human race, which I would be for too. But I was for her ideology of going to go kill Namari. Like, girl, fuck you. Like, you didn't care. You didn't care enough. You didn't care enough. And I can't do anything with that. And I don't think you can really get anything from the movie itself as far as morality goes or something to tell after the movie's done. Ultimately, this movie was lackluster. 5 out of 10. Not great, but not good either. Not bad, not great, decent, at best, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But that's all I have for you today. Please check out the other things on my channel. Please like, share, comment, pop that bubble, and subscribe. And I will check you all later because honestly, that's all I got for y'all. Bye.